Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad to be here today with you. I woke up this morning feeling really I suppose upset. And what I wanted to do was just go through the process in my head of what happens when I feel a little bit down and it feels like everything's closing in on me. We all go through it. If you don't go through it, it just means that you're not consciously aware of it, but we all go through it. Sometimes it feels like life is just too much to handle, and I'm sure you understand what I mean by that, no matter what it is you're going through. So what I do is I recognize when I'm not myself, and I know I need to get my emotions out. Now, to do that, I either phone a friend, I write in my journal, or I express my emotions through art. And so today I woke up wanting to express my emotions through art. So I decided to film my process today. I'm starting in my Dina Wakely journal, and I've just put a layer of gesso down, and I'm going with the beautiful blue, pale blue color. So what I'm doing is I'm watering down my paint and really trying to blur out those edges. I've been very conscious of edges recently. Using water and making it really flowy and making it quite organic and blurring out any harsh lines on the edges. Next, what I'm doing is adding some yellow. Yellow is my happy color. Yellow is the color of the solar plexus, if you guys are into energy centers in the body. Yellow really makes me really happy and inspires me. So I love that there's a little bit of yellow here. I also find that a blue and yellow scheme is really beautiful. It kind of reminds me of the ocean, which is my happy place. What I'm doing is I'm mixing the blue and the yellow to form a little bit of green, and I'm using that color to go along the edges and kind of blur it and make it like a little bit of a gradient. I'm coming in with a stencil now. This is a little arrow stencil that I sort of made, I've got my sponge and I've got color blue, I'm kind of just making, using the same colors in the scheme to make it a little bit more homogeneous, and I've got three repeating patterns of the arrows. I'm now then coming in with my Punchinella stencil, and I'm creating areas of circles, again using the same color scheme and adding a little bit of design in the background. We recently had a beautiful swap in our group, and I got the most beautiful pattern serviettes from one of our members. Thank you, Ann Lawton. This is such a beautiful serviette. I love the pattern here, and of course I was going to use it today. I just knew straight away that it had to be used. It kind of made me happy. It was exactly the sentiment that I felt in my heart. I felt like I just needed a little bit of flowers and a little bit of uplifting, and so yeah, this was definitely the serviette to use. What I'm doing is I'm wetting the edges with a paintbrush so that when you tear, it tears easily and it tears organically. So sometimes when you use scissors, they kind of cut straight and you just have inorganic lines, and when you tear napkins, the edges fade so much nicer, and it just incorporates into your background, your layout so much nicer. So I'm just tracing around the image with just water, and then the napkin tears really lovely. And so what I'm doing is I'm putting it at the bottom left hand corner. I am reaching for some Mod Podge here. Now what happened was that I left my Mod Podge open overnight, and there was this huge gunky layer. It was actually quite satisfying pulling this gunky layer off. And I used all the glue, and I put a layer underneath the napkin, and then I put a layer of Mod Podge on top of the napkin to seal it. So after that's dry, I'm just cutting off the edges of the napkin at the bottom, and then now it's time for my sentiment. I'm reaching for some black paint, which I'm watering down and making it just a tad bit inky so that I can do some writing. I'm first reaching for just a watercolor black pencil, making sure that I've got enough room to print or handwrite the word that I want. And I'm just grabbing one of my thin Dina Wakley paintbrushes, and I am, without thinking, without worrying about handwriting, I am just scribing or painting this word gratitude. And this word means everything to me. It is what pulls me out of my negative thinking. It's what pulls me out of my head and into my heart. So the quote that I'm using today is gratitude changes everything. So I wanted to, I guess, handwrite or letter, paint in the words gratitude changes. And then I'm using some stickers here to spell out the word everything. And I really love how this page turned out. I really love how at the beginning of the layout I was feeling totally really upset, really upset, feeling like I couldn't go on with my day, and that there was a block, an energy block, an emotional block. And as I sat down to art, it felt freeing. Using colors was beautiful. Using the stencils was a little bit of, I had to think about what I was doing, so I got out of myself. Thinking of the napkin reminded me of the beautiful event, the swap that we participated in, and that someone was kind enough to swap with me. So thinking about community in the Facebook group brought me a lot of joy. And the quote itself pulled me out of my head and into my heart and reminded me how grateful I was for everything that had happened. Sometimes I don't understand what's happening. Sometimes I can't explain what's happening. Sometimes you don't have all the answers to understand what's happening, and sometimes you just have to let it go and to be grateful for what you have. And I am so grateful that I have friends who talk to me, who care about me, to check up on me. You know who you are last night and this morning. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful that I have art, which is an outlet for me to express my emotions and to be. This is how I want to be. I want to express my feelings beautifully and not angrily or rant and cause people hurt. That's not who I am. I'm grateful for a YouTube channel that I could do whatever I want on and express myself the way I want to. I'm just now at a stage in my life where it is time for me to live the life that I want to, not how I think people want to. And it's just time to live authentically and to live freely and not feel like I have to put myself last and put other people first. So that's what I'm grateful for. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting. I am so grateful for this community. I'm so grateful for your support. I'm so grateful that you subscribe to my channel. I'm so grateful that you listen to what I have to say. It is so nice to be a part of a community where people understand that life happens and that we all share a common goal of living together and being there for one another, and that we art to express our emotions. So Thank you so much for listening to me, you guys. Thank you for tuning in. If you found value in this, I'd love you to hit like and to say hello down below. Let me know how you guys are feeling today. Let me know what you're grateful for today. Let's have a little bit of engagement. If you guys are interested in joining our Facebook group, that's all we do in the group. We are a group that is women supporting women, a place where you belong, a place where you matter, a place where your story is told and shared through art and inspiration. Thank you so much for joining me, everybody, and I'll see you in my next video.